Hey guys, this is Vicky with Southern Cross Recreation. I found this adorable little set at Dollar Tree. It came with all the little pieces and it is really cute, but I wanted to do something different. I grabbed this thrift store sign and then I grabbed some apple barrel paint in black and I did a dry brush kind of technique on his little hat. Now I'm painting the opposite side of, so he won't have a face, but it's opposite side of, what you would normally paint. Okay, once I got this dry brushing on there, I went ahead and grabbed this Martha Stewart paint, and it is called Cloud. It's one that I've had for a while. I really like the color of it, but I took a baby wipe and just kind of went all over the inside of the sign. I did take a chip brush and just kind of do the corners just to kind of get it all up in there. And then once it came out, it kind of looked like, kind of like how it is when it snows. It's just kind of cloudy, not really cloudy, but a little bit bright, that kind of thing. That was kind of what I was going for. Okay, so this little snowman's not going to have a face. He will have a nose, but I wanted him to kind of be looking up at a snowflake coming down. So that was my vision for this little sign. So you're basically looking at the back of the snowman. Okay, these little snowflakes are rusty. I absolutely love them. They came from Hobby Lobby. They're over in the little mini section for the trees because it did have a little piece of twine on it. So it's kind of an ornament for a little mini tree. That's where I found it. Okay, then what I did is I just took my little sander. I got this on Amazon. If you want the link, you can just message me a link and I'll get that to you. And I just went around the entire snowman just to kind of give him some worn kind of vintage look. Okay, this is kind of the thought process I was going through. I went ahead and did a little bit more paint on the snowflake. The rust is still showing through some, which is kind of what I wanted. If you don't like that, definitely paint the whole thing white. And then I just took my hot glue and then I just pressed him right into that sign. I love him already. He looks to me like he's just ready for the snow. Okay, then I grabbed, this is a fabric that I got at Hobby Lobby. I went ahead and just cut a little bit and just ripped it. I always save my pieces because obviously I'm not going to be using all of this, but just, I have a little scrap section that I put my pieces in. That's actually where this muslin come from. So on the hat, I grabbed the little muslin fabric and it is very frayed, which I absolutely loved because it looked like, it's just that band on an old, kind of worn out hat. And that's kind of what I was going for. Then I took my little barbecue skewer and just kind of pushed the edges in, and y'all, how sweet is this already? Okay, now we're going to be looking at the back of the snowman. So it's like his scarf is kind of like in the back of him, if that makes sense. It kind of blew into the back and that kind of thing. So this is the neck side of his, the back of the snowman. And I didn't want to do straight across, so I wanted to do kind of a fold, and you'll see what I'm doing there. I'm just kind of gathering it. I'm not a sewer, but I've seen this stitch. I don't know what it's called. If you do know what it's called, you can always comment in there. But you kind of thread it through and then just pull the thread and it kind of gathers the material. That's what I was going for. So I just kind of made it look like that by just using some of that fabric bonder and just kind of, isn't he cute? I just think it came out so cute. Okay, then what I did is I went ahead and did the fabric bonder, and it's actually a bonder. So, I mean, you don't have to use it just specifically for fabric, but this little snowflake is super light, and so I didn't want to do a bunch of hot glue on it, and I just pressed it right down into that. And it already looks like he's looking up at that little snowflake. All right, this is a cake circle that I get at Walmart. I always have these in my craft stash because they're perfect. It's not too super thick, but it's thick enough to where you can actually create out of them. And so I'm just creating a little nose for him. And all I did was just cut a little piece out and just kind of curved it just to kind of look like a little carrot nose. And how cute is that already? I just thought it was really cute. Now, you wouldn't have to paint this, but what I wanted to do is kind of give you some ideas. I didn't want it, this is very muted craft. The colors are really soft. So I wanted to, this is the pumpkin Waverly chalk paint, which I absolutely love it. But I wanted to mute it down just a little bit. And so I added some of the Snow White. Then it kind of got a little bit muted. So then I went back and I got a little bit of the orange just to kind of put and get some blending going on there. So it wasn't super, super orange, but it wasn't, you know, a white either. Then I took a little bit of the Snow White paint and just kind of brushed it onto, while it was wet, onto that orange, just to kind of give it like he had some snow that had fallen down on top of his nose. Once I dried it, I just glued it in place and I poked it down into behind the snowman. Look how cute he is. I just love how he came out. Okay, then this little pick right here, this is the one I got at Walmart for $1.98, I think it was. And it just clipped some of the pieces off and just hot glued it right there on his hat. It also has these little pine cones on it, so I just kind of glued that on there and a little other piece to put at the bottom, and it was just enough to you know, give it some color. Okay, these are those little sticks that they only come out at Christmas time at Hobby Lobby. They're in the kind of the craft section where like all the boards and all that are. Make sure you grab these, y'all. You will use these all year, I promise you, for different things, for spring and all the stuff. They make really cute bird nests. You can, you know, hot glue them together. So make sure you grab these. They're 50% off. So what I'm doing right here is I wanted to create a little pine tree to go right next to my snowman. So all I did is just where I cut that little piece of the little stick, because it was a little bit too, you know, too high, too long. Now you can grab one out of the yard too. It doesn't mean you can't still do this if you don't have these sticks. Grab a piece of stick from the yard and you can still make one of these little Christmas trees, little pine trees. Now you can go all the way down to the bottom. I did not, I just wanted it at the top, but you could definitely go all the way to the bottom. But how cute did he come out too? I love these colors together. For me, they just scream Christmas. Although I am a very traditional red and green in my decor in my home, I thought this would be super cute in a bathroom or something like that. Would just really be cute. Okay, then all I did use my hot glue for this because it is a little bit more heavier than the for the Surebonder, but I went ahead and just hot glued that in place. Now you could definitely do a lot more to this, but I love the way he came out. Thank you guys for sharing these you know, projects down the road for me and passing them down the road, which means share, like, and comment. I did go back. I really wanted to get him some little gloves, and so I did a little dry brushing on his little hands, so that way it would just bring a little bit of accent to those. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know what you think, and for more you can visit SouthernCrosserCreations.com and on YouTube. Thanks guys, I'll see you next time.